So precious is yours, is mine. And look at the time, my God. So precious is yours, is mine.
We've got NBA basketball in store for you here in Houston, Texas, the home of the Rockets, live on 2K Sports. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Here in Houston, it's another home game for the Rockets. They've got to feel like, guys, they have an opportunity to rack up some wins over the next stretch of their schedule. You know, they'll be playing a lot of games in their own building.
This is a team with high expectations, and they don't end with the regular season.
They sure don't. They entered the season with very high hopes and haven't let any distractions get in the way of them.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. Well, we always hear from NBA players that a win is a win. But, Chris, in all honesty, do some wins mean a lot more to players than others during the regular season?
You know, I know it sounds cliche, but not really. That really is the truth. You know, you may have 1 or 2 games that mean more, maybe Christmas, maybe against a rivalry, an old player. But you have to understand this. The whole mentality of lasting in this league is not to get too up or too down. If you get too up because you're playing against the Lakers, then, you know, you're going to lose against the Pistons the next night because you're not respecting them the same. You have to respect every team, fear every team the same. And so just circling one in red kind of shows that you're not respecting the next team, which sets up for a letdown. And so I think that's a good practice to have. Every game means the same, but human nature kicks in, and some are going to mean more than others.
It's really interesting. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Inside, Williams at the 4, Howard in the middle. Jeremy Lamb out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Batum in at the small forward.
And the fearlessness, willing to sacrifice his body for a high percentage look.
Outside, Walker. Williams, a screen on Paul. Walker's shot is off. Charlotte on D. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
No other way to put it. Defense was awful, completely uninspired at that end of the floor.
Well, they had a hard time forcing turnovers, and then on the other end, made quite a number of mistakes themselves.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one. And Lamb kicks to Batum. Screen by Howard. A shot by Batum, no good. Rockets have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Here's Harden on the wing. Lob pass to Capella. Kicks it out to Paul. It's Ariza on the wing. From outside, off the mark. The Hornets have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And Lamb kicks to Howard. 6 on the shot clock. Williams sets a screen for Walker. Charlotte needs to get a shot up. And it's Houston on the break. Harden has a wide open look. Good on the three-point shot. Harden's got his first 3 points of the game.
And Harden's shot selection, mostly three-pointers or attacking the rim. That's how he achieves his incredible efficiency.
And Walker kicks to Lamb. Williams sets a screen for Lamb. The kick out to Walker. Charlotte moving the ball around. Williams a screen. Walker dishes to Batum. Charlotte no good that time either.
Very shaky start for them. After 4 attempts, they're still trying to find the target.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And one reason why the Rockets were okay with letting Dwight Howard leave was because they knew that Clint Capella could fill that role. He quietly gives this team that finisher down on the block, and he has been absolutely, Chris, huge for the Rockets.
Oh, yeah, maybe the best in the league at finishing off lobs last year. Not the most spectacular, but the most consistent last year on that pick and roll because he's so active without the ball, always moving, giving guards a target, great hands to catch and finish.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Capella.
Wow, and the big man Capella has proven to be a reliable role player, a strong physical presence who takes smart shots and contributes well on D.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Oh, well, the Rockets have a pretty simple game plan. Put up a ton of threes and get as many deep threats on the floor as you can.
Pass to Williams. Screen by Howard. Left side, Williams. Over Anderson. Williams' shot is off. And often we can exaggerate about how much a team hoists up the threes, but it isn't an exaggeration with the Rockets. They do it at a record pace.
Oh, yeah, at times last season, almost half of their shots were from three. By far the most three-point attempts in the league. I mean, you look at their offensive numbers, and clearly it was the right approach for them.
Harden's shot is good.
But not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Well, the pace right now, that's being dictated to them. They have to try to get it back to their tempo, to their style of game.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Clint Capella, he's really stood out for them over the past month. 7th in rebounding, 7th in field goal percentage, and he's also ranked in the top 10 in blocks per game. No trespassing when he's in the lane.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. Walker against Paul. Outside, Walker to end the run, and he lays it up and in.
Oh, Walker is a confident player, never bashful at going to work down inside.
Houston leading by 9. Now here's Paul, coming off a stellar performance against New Orleans. To the middle, trying to find Capella, gets it to him, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Right off the opening tip, they've been relentless. And this style of play can be hard to come back against.
Here's Walker after Clint Capella's bucket. Walker goes in. The dish to Lamb. No good on the triple. The Rockets have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. And here's Harden for 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
Count the basket. Williams has got his first points of the night.
Well, over time, I would say Williams has morphed into a reliable small/power forward, especially in his rebound.
Now here's Paul. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Paul with the ball, guarded by Walker. A 17-footer. Takes a big height bounce and goes in.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Dishes it to Howard. Walker with it. Had a 24-point outing in their last game against Oklahoma City. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot two. And just a year ago, it seemed that things were set in place for Howard, playing for his hometown team. But in a surprise trade, he was moved out to Charlotte.
And there seems to be a lot of reasons for the trade. I mean, Howard wasn't the right fit in Atlanta, a team trying to get smaller and younger. Never easy to get traded from your hometown team.
And he can't get the first one.
I love watching Howard still doing his thing out there. A nightly double-double threat.
And the second free throw, good. For so long, the Hornets have been one of the most disciplined teams, Greg, in the NBA.
Yeah, you look at how this team takes care of the ball, and from the first guy to the last, it says something.
Whoa!
Wow. Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Yeah, you got to love it. Everything's working. Offense, defense, already a big lead.
And here's Batum, looking for his first basket still in this one. Howard with the screen on Ariza. Off the pick. And Howard with the stuff.
Oh, well, even though Batum is a little bigger of a guy, he runs the pick and roll to perfection. The defense has no clue whether he's going to shoot or pass.
Lob pass to Capella. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him two chances at the free throw line here.
You rarely get to see a player like Batum who has such a dynamic game at the shooting guard spot. He's one of the best rebounders at his position and defenders. Terrific passer and a very unselfish player.
Charlotte shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
Free throw good from Batum. And with Batum, he is one of the elite rebounding guards, no doubt. A large part of that is because of his height and length as a shooting guard.
Well, Batum is listed as 6'8", but he has a wingspan of a condor. I mean, his wingspan is reported at 7'4". Just an all-around great player who gives you so much when he's on the floor.
Both free throws good from Batum.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
Screen by Capella. Harden gets to Ariza. Paul against Walker. Capella with a screen on Walker. 5 on the clock. They get it again. The kick out to Anderson. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Anderson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And the Hornets call time here. Last time they met was in Charlotte.
And really a resounding loss the last time they matched up. They got absolutely manhandled on the boards.
It was all the things that we always talk about. I mean, blocking out, giving the extra effort, basic stuff that they were just unwilling to do. And they got killed for it.
For the Rockets, Nene comes in for Clint Capella. And Gordon subbed in for Trevor Ariza. Cody Zeller's checked in for Charlotte. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Marvin Williams. Hornets trail by 11. Outside, Walker. Batum passes to Zeller. Back to Batum. A 3-ball. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Gordon. And the shot no good, a bit short.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Well, not all defenses are constructed to protect the mid-range area. Nicely done that time.
On the wing, Gordon. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 3rd assist on the night. Charlotte shooting a mere 25% from the floor in this first quarter. And Lamb kicks to Batum. Here's Zeller. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Clock at 6. Back to Batum. 11 feet away. A nice shot by Zeller. Zeller's got his first points of the game.
Well, in college, Zeller showed great ability to face up and knock down mid-range jumpers. He's just now doing it more consistently in the pros.
Paul dishes to Harden. It's deflected. And here's the fast break. And a wide open look for Walker. They get it back. Zeller inside, guarded by Harden. Snatched up. And Walker kicks to Kaminsky. Back to Walker. And another shot. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
You can't shake Walker. He's just a master at cashing in on these and-one opportunities. Well, the book on Kemba Walker used to be that you could stay behind the screens, not work that hard, duck behind them because he wasn't going to do anything special. Well, he's worked on that, and he's fixed it, and it's paid off. We've seen his field goal percentage fly up in recent years, and that also means his ankle breaker moves have come up because now you have to respect his jump shot, and his ball handles some of the best in the NBA.
And part of the jump for Kemba has been his shot. But it also, Chris, seems that he plays within himself, I think, a lot more now. He used to force the offense, but now is much more patient.
Well, yeah, he's done a great job in addressing the weaknesses he's had in this game. He's a complete point guard. That's what a leader does for their team, and he is the leader of that locker room.
Hornets trail by 9. And Zeller kicks to Kaminsky. Walker, the open look, finds himself wide open and drills it. Walker's got 7 points in the game.
And when Walker gets free, he's deadly from that range. He routinely buries these looks.
Paul kicks to Nene. Passes to Gordon. Now here's Tucker. Tight defense on him. Hits it from three-point range.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Lamb passes to Zeller. They set the pick to the right side. Ball against Walker. Zeller setting the pick for Walker. It's good for his 4th bucket of the night. He's shooting 4 of 8.
Well, Walker has speed to burn. A nightmare keeping him out of the paint.
Paul dishes to Nene. Out to the wing. Here's Tucker. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 4th assist in this one.
Their 3rd three-pointer in a row.
And Lamb kicks to Walker. Now here's Kaminsky. He's guarded by Mbamute. Kaminsky sets the pick for Walker. Taken away by Nene. Paul against Walker. Paul kicks to Gordon. We've got 1:23 left to play in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock. But they'll get another chance. Paul for 3. Here's Nene. They shoot again. That's tipped.
And registering one of the highest verticals at the NBA Combine, Zeller can send your shot back.
Kaminsky sets the pick for Walker. Kicks it to Lamb. Feeds to Batum. Back to Walker. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Here's Kaminsky. And finished off by Kaminsky.
Well, when Batum, Kevin, spots a wide-open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
Rockets leading by 9. Gordon kicks it to Tucker. Gordon a screen. There's 37 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. 6 to shoot. Here is Mbamute. Off target from 3-point range.
Oh, that's just poor shot selection. The D was all over him, and he still forced it up big time. Oh, he has put forth an outstanding effort on offense this quarter. He will need to keep it up if they really want to cut into this league.
Now Gordon. And he also played really well in the win against the Pelicans. Tucker. They get it back. And the shot's good from Nene. Nene's got his first 2 points.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game. Phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Here's Walker. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And so it's Houston in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And their 3-point shooting has paved the way for them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And earlier, Chris Paul told us about the depth of their roster. So important for any team.
Our bench is amazing. It's so exciting because when our bench comes in, more often than not, if we're losing, they're going to get us the lead. And if we have the lead, they're going to increase the lead. And it's fun to watch because everybody cheers for each other, too.
When your starters feel that good about their second unit guys, that's a heck of an asset that a team can have. And if you've seen Chris Paul cheering from the bench, you know that it's very, very true.
And Kevin, that's the kind of team that's always been so much fun to play on. Everybody's really pulling for one another, no matter who's playing. Even in practice, with that kind of a team, you tend to have more fun.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
I mean, you saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Well, there's not enough defensive pressure on the perimeter. We'll see in the second quarter if that gets corrected.
They've got Nene. PJ Tucker is out there with Luke Mbamute. And there's Gordon, and it's Brown in at the point. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And it's Gordon missing. Hornets trail by 8. And last season, Greg, one big issue for the Hornets was their bench.
Charlotte tried their best to address that issue this past offseason. It just goes to show that you need to have a complete roster to compete. A lot of games were given away by the Hornets last year by losing ground when the starters left the court.
Now here's Carter Williams. He dishes it to Monk. Puts up a 3. It doesn't go for him. Rockets leading by 10. And Tucker kicks to Mbamute. Carter Williams against Brown. Nene outside. The 3. Again, the miss by Gordon.
And just not able to find the target from 3-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Kaminsky kicks to Kid Gilchrist. And stolen by Gordon. And it's the Rockets on the break. Gordon's running. The shot drops. His shooting percentage improves. He's 3 for 7 now with that basket.
Fearlessness. Gordon using his strength to get off a good quality look inside.
Kid Gilchrist, a screen on Brown. Picked by Zeller. Monk, no one around him. And again, the Hornets missing. Houston's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And Tucker has it in the corner. Pass to Mbamute. On the wing, Gordon. 6 to shoot. Nene, the screen. Here's Tucker. And stolen by Zeller. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Carter Williams kicks to Monk. Goes up on the wing. Here's Zeller. He feeds it to Monk. Carter Williams with it. The pass to Monk. There's the pick to the middle. Kaminsky kicks to Zeller, looking to end the drought. It's good, and the Rocket lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Monk.
How about the quickness of that release by Monk, an experienced catch-and-shoot player who feels comfortable firing from deep.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
You're going to win a lot of games when you can shoot the 3 ball the way they did in that one.
Oh, yeah. Once they started hitting, it was like an avalanche, even as the defense extended farther and farther out.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Tariq Black comes in for Mbamute. Trevor Ariza's checked in for P.J. Tucker. And it's James Harden in for Brown. Charlotte also making some changes. Howard's checked in for Zeller. And Marvin Williams subbed in for Frank Kaminsky. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Monk.
And how committed is Monk there on the attack to the rim? When he puts it on the deck, he's looking to take it all the way.
Here's Harden. The shot, no good. Excellent D there from Williams. Howard setting the pick for Carter Williams. On the wing, Williams. Off target with his 3. Houston leading by 7. Right side, Gordon. On the wing, Harden. Carter Williams covering. Near the three-point line, it's Gordon. Another miss by Houston.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Back to Carter Williams. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Williams against Gordon. Williams kicks to Monk. Williams a screen. Inside. To the inside. Gordon uses the glass to finish the layup. Gordon's got 6 points in the quarter.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Screen by Howard. The feed to Monk. And a miss there on the triple. Houston in the lead.
Trevor Ariza, the veteran out of UCLA, he still gives you a little bit of everything on the wing. He's great in transition. He can hit shots from anywhere, but, you know, he's always been a leader.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feat.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. Williams a screen. Howard in the post. Capella's there. Harden outside. And the jam by Harden.
Well, Harden's strength is part of what makes him special. Able to score through all kinds of contact.
Hornets trail by 13. And with Ariza, you think back to when he was a young player finding his way in this NBA out of UCLA, and Kobe took him under his wing when they played together for the Lakers, and now he is paying it forward. He's helping young players.
Yeah, he has a great work ethic instilled in him from his time with Kobe. He's always been a leader. He knows how things work in this league, and Ariza, he's showing all the younger players on his team the ins and outs of how to succeed. Yeah, it's been an interesting journey for Michael Carter-Williams. He goes from Rookie of the Year to getting traded, then traded again. Had a lot to live up to after that award, but the expectations might have been a bit unfair.
Shooting one.
Well, you go back to Carter-Williams in that award. He had good numbers, but not great efficiency in them.
Well, I think he's settling into his niche of being a serviceable, bigger point guard. He can run a team, and although he isn't dangerous, he isn't hurting you that much either. If he ever wants to make that jump, though, he's going to have to fix that jump shot.
There's a good screen. Capella with a screen on Carter-Williams. 5 to shoot. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Ariza. Outside Gordon. Ariza outside. Pass to Harden. He kicks it to Capella. Here's Ariza. Buries it from three-point range. Ariza's got 5.
And the three-point shooting skills of Ariza are just lethal. A volume shooter from there who can flat out light it up.
Charlotte calls timeout.
And how about the career progression of Trevor Ariza? You know, he came into this league somewhat as an energy player who, you know, obviously could attack the rim. Now he's one of those guys who's primarily a 3-and-D component.
Anderson, he's checked in for Houston. Paul comes in for Gordon. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Stone's checked in. And Capella sends it back. Down low, tips it.
Oh, man, and these shots are just the ones Capella makes on the regular. Just a highly intelligent offensive player.
Hornets trail by 15. Here's Stone. Now the dish to Howard. Pass to Bacon. Howard with a screen on Ariza. Bacon the pass to Howard. Moves back up. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Williams kicks to Stone. Tries yet again. Graham dishes to Howard. Shoots over Capella. Goes up again. Howard can't hit.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, the scoring, I mean, it's not coming easy for him. You have to get into a little rhythm, but that's when you can make the extra pass, play the role of the facilitator.
They recover it, but they get it back. Here's Paul. And the shot is long.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, he did a great job of staying patient, letting the man make his move, and getting right up on the jump shot.
Stone passes to Howard. Clock at 6. Charlotte moving it around. Stone. And the Hornets miss again. Houston leading by 15. Here's Ariza. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
What amazing concentration from Ariza. So good at welcoming these hits and finishing in style.
And Chris, I know you started doing a podcast, Fearless or Insane, with Chris Webber, an opportunity to have some meaningful conversations. What's that been like?
It's been great, Kevin. I've gotten a chance to talk to some friends, some mentors like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I've gotten to speak to him about what it was like playing for Wooden, what it was like coming up in the crazy 60s in that time. And, you know, he's such a thoughtful and a great individual. So to hear his stories about he and Muhammad Ali, he and Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all these great figures is just wonderful. I also got to speak to track legends John Carlos and Tommy Smith, who in the 1968 Olympics, we've seen them kind of protest when they put their fist up in defiance and kind of put their voice out for the voiceless. And I got to talk to them about how tough of a moment that was. Did they know the sacrifice that they were making? What happened, the backlash to what happened? And then all these years later, do they feel kind of vindicated that we're showing them so much love and people around the world appreciate what they've done? So we try to just discuss fearless or insane saying, they say insane is doing the same thing over, expecting a different result, where these guys put their lives on the line.
Yes.
And they kind of knew that it necessarily wouldn't change the arc of justice, but they felt that they had to do it. And so it's just some cool conversations with people and athletes that were much more than an athlete. And I've learned a lot, and it's been a cool podcast.
The shot's good from Paul. Paul's got 6 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Stone kicks to Williams. Screen by Howard. Here's Stone, defended by Paul. It's stolen by Capella. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. Rebounded by Howard. Howard's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Williams dishes to Howard. And it's slammed in by Howard.
And Howard can still wreck the rim when he gets in deep.
Rockets leading by 20. Capella sets a screen for Paul. Lob pass to Capella. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Houston.
And you can see how big a role the three-point shot played in their offense. They were determined to spread the floor and just kind of open things up through their long-range game.
.139 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Stone, defended by Paul. Williams a screen. Shot off the screen. Rebounded by Capella.
And we haven't seen them get to the line as much here in the second quarter. They might be settling a tad too much offensively.
Williams is checked in for Trevor Ariza. Here's Paul. 6 points for him. Dishes it to Harden. Anderson the screen. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. Nene, he's checked in for Houston. And then for Charlotte, Cody Zeller's checked in for Howard. Kaminsky comes in for Marvin Williams. And Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Stone. 1:10 left in the first half of the game. There's a screen by Williams. The 3 from Harden. That shot off. And Charlotte will go the other way with it.
He keeps battling, but so far this quarter, he hasn't been able to get it going.
Lamb passes to Zeller. There's a screen. Paul against Walker. Fires the 3. Hornets keep it alive. Rockets leading by 20. Here's Harden and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
And here's Walker. He's got 12. Kicks to Kaminsky. And the 3 off target. Rockets on offense. They're on an 18-5 run. Paul kicks to Harden. Again, the miss by Harden. A fast break now for Charlotte. Here's Lamb. Got it off in time, but it's no good.
Gotta admire the speed of Harden. I mean, he looks locked in on defense, especially with how he contests these shots.
And so it's the Houston Rockets controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate on to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Houston came ready to play. Some lights-out offense and defense on display as they went on an 11-0 run to start. They did not slow down much, as by the end of the quarter they were still up 11. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, they knocked the wind out of the defense in transition, converting fast break baskets in volume. It's a runaway lead right now. In fact, this looks like a track meet.
And big fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center, everyone. That's a look at our broadcast location tonight here in downtown Houston, Texas. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Clint Capella really making a difference here.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, and then it wasn't all dunks. I mean, they were squaring up with confidence, and that became contagious.
Hornets trail by 20. And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
Tipping off the second half, here's Steve Clifford's 5. Inside, Williams at the 4, Howard in the middle. Kemba Walker is out there with Jeremy Lamb, and it's Batum in at the small forward position. Now Walker. Williams, a screen on Paul. Just 5 to shoot, and Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Rockets leading by 18. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Anderson against Williams from 12 feet out. And it's off the back rim. No good. Charlotte shooting just 31% in the game. Now here's Walker. He's got 14. To the paint, off the pick, and Howard with the stuff.
When you have Walker handling the pick and roll, you have to feel confident. Just masterfully shredding the D with his passes.
And for Houston, they're shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Paul kicks to Harden. And it's Harden slamming it down.
I mean, come on, man. Harden is ridiculously clever, including how he decides to posterize you. A superb athlete.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Batum with the ball. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Offensive rebound. The kick out to Walker. Here's the 3. No good there. Rockets leading by 18. Feeds it to Paul. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Paul's got 8 points.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
Howard with a screen on Ariza. Screen by Howard. Batum against Ariza. He can't hit that time.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, that won't go on the stat sheet. Close to getting the block, but really it had the same effect.
And one of the surprise moves of this past offseason was Chris Paul moving to Houston, joining James Harden to become one of the strongest backcourts in our league. Kicked off a feeling that Houston would be a force this season.
First one falls for him. And you know, Greg, many thought that Chris Paul may take a look at San Antonio, and he did, but Houston was too enticing a chance to pass up.
It's certainly a distinctive third chapter in Paul's career. He's always been criticized for not going deep in the playoffs, and saw Houston as maybe his best bet to make a deep run.
Chris, during your career, you always had incredible footwork in the post. Who are some of the bigs that impress you with their footwork today?
Oh, wow. I think you have to look down in New Orleans. I mean, they have two great examples in Cousins and Davis, two guys that can dance with the best of them. You look at Minnesota and that young fella Cat there, the way that he plays and moves his feet and how he handles it in the post, you have to love it. But I love where the big men are today because they have great footwork. They have the skill set of the small guys and still use their size. But those three come to mind right now.
It's not a lost art either. I think guys realize that their footwork is sometimes their ticket to a good career.
They better, and if not, they need to open the basketball history books and look at guys like Hakeem Olajuwon and Kevin McHale, two of the best ever with footwork. And that's why, you know, it's fun growing up playing other sports because it prepares you for basketball. It prepares you having the footwork and having to be a big guy but still being light on your feet. I don't think they were expecting that shot. They didn't really make an effort to get out of it.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Harden gets to Ariza. Misses off the right iron. Hornets trail by 21. And a wide open look for Lamb. Off target from outside.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you should miss.
Pass to Capella. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. A chance now for a three-point play. It's on Nicholas Batum. The Rockets shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Mbahamute's checked in for Anderson. P.J. Tucker comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Gordon in for James Harden.
Shooting one.
And that one misses. You look back on the last 5 off seasons or so, Chris, and there are usually huge names that change teams. LeBron, Durant, the first names that come to mind. As you went through the free agency process, how much of an influence did your agent or any sponsorships play in your role in that decision in picking your new team?
Yeah, I think every relationship with the player and their agent is different. For me, I wanted to go back to the place that I felt that was loyal to me. I wanted to go back to Sacramento because there had never been a small market team. I felt a really small market team that won a championship. And I saw Karl Malone try for all of those years. I saw Stockton try for all those years. Reggie try for all those years. And so I really wanted to be one of the first to kind of bring that back to the city. So my agent, my shoe company, no one could have said anything to take me away from that. That was a personal mission that I wanted. And I knew what I was dealing with at that time. But I think for other guys, it's different. Some guys, you know, want more commercials. They like to be in a bigger market. Some guys don't want that, and they're happy at staying under the radar like a Tim Duncan as long as he's winning. So I think for every guy is different, and I really believe that you have to make that decision for yourself and your family first, because if you do that, then the fans wherever you go will be much happier because you want to be there. You're not just buying time there.
The Rockets shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. And the technical free throw is good. And for a long time, the Hornets haven't really been represented in the All-Star game. Fortunately, that changed last year with Kemba Walker getting the nod.
Yeah, in general, the Hornets don't tend to get a lot of national attention. Part of it is not being a good team. Part of it is being in a smaller market. But glad the team is starting to get the national recognition they deserve.
Paul with the 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Howard's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Howard with a screen on Paul. Walker goes in. Shot clock reset for Charlotte.
They are really crashing the offensive glass, and it's paying off for them.
And Batum kicks to Walker. The pass to Howard. Charlotte moving it around. Screen by Howard. 4 on the shot clock. Again, the miss by Walker.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
He dishes it to Monk. Jacks up a 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 4 assists now tonight.
And Monk has proven that he is a terrific scorer from the perimeter. When he's in rhythm, he has no problem letting it fly.
And there's the feed to Tucker. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from for Charlotte.
Well, we know that this team can shoot a lot better from deep. But tonight it's just not there for them. They can keep firing and hope they can shoot their way out of this funk. But if they continue to shoot it like they have from beyond the arc thus far, they'll just be beating themselves.
Knocked loose. Stolen by Tucker. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Kemba Walker picks one up.
And despite having been in this league what seems like forever, Paul still goes to the line at a fairly high clip.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And the first one drops. Chris, you've been broadcasting as an analyst for the better part of a decade now. Talk about your process when you personally prepare for a broadcast, prepare for a game.
Wow, that's crazy. It is almost the better part of a decade. It doesn't seem that long. I can't believe I've been retired that long, but
I know it.
Right? I can't. Wow, time flies,
I can't
man.
either.
I have to thank so many of the guys that I've worked with that have taught me kind of how to do it. But my process is kind of like a basketball game when I play. There's a scouting report. I look at the scouting report. I look at the stats for the season. I compare the 2 teams. I look at this. If I was playing for Team A, what would we have to do? What would my role be? And then I look at it for Team B. I love coaching and management and looking at all those things. And so it gives me a chance to play all those roles and then come up with the game plan. And then from there, I just try to make sure I kind of stick to the rules of commentating when we start the game and go from there. But my preparation is really to get deep into the numbers of each team, but then more importantly, how they've been playing, add that context of what I did as a player, and I know what the teams are going through along with all those analytics, and then kind of just let it fly, and hopefully the fans have fun watching it, but that's my process. And we know that the Rockets are a team that invests heavily into using analytics. I mean, have they been on the forefront of data-driven basketball decisions for some time?
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And Chris, talking about the Rockets and their analytic approach, the term Maury ball after their GM is thrown around with their approach, but hard to argue with the run of fortune they've had.
Less mid-range shots, everything at the basket or a 3. I mean, it's easy to see that reflected in their play style.
Nene, he's checked in for Tarek Black. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And Kemba Walker, a national champion at UConn. You knew he'd be an impact player in the NBA.
Paul kicks to Gordon. Back to Paul, and Tucker has it in the corner. Misses the three. Hornets trail by 19. Outside, Walker. He feeds it to Zeller. Pass to Kid Gilchrist. There's the pick. That's a two-pointer from Walker, and it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Here's Paul. 12 points for him. Kaminsky kicks to Walker for three. Second chance shot. It's rebounded by Houston. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. And here's Gordon from outside. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got his sixth rebound on the night. Here's Kaminsky, and finished off by Kaminsky.
Just amazing work from Walker. Really zipping the rock fast to the wide open man.
Rockets leading by 15. Paul outside, shoots over Walker. Paul with the bucket. Paul's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Oh, they lean on him for a big portion of their scoring with a good reason.
Pick by Zeller. There's the pick, and Walker kicks to Zeller. The dish now to Monk. The three. Drills the three-pointer. Monk's got 11 points.
And I love the fact that he has great confidence in that jump shot. Monk does a great job of shooting with quickness, but never rushing.
Nene setting the pick for Gordon. Down low. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Onuaku's checked in, and it's Williams in for P.J. Tucker. And that one misses.
Well, if you watch the Hornets over the past few seasons, it's easy to see how disciplined they are. They don't turn the ball over on simple plays. They never get too ahead of themselves and give away possessions.
Walker dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Picked by Zeller. And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. Some solid defense there by Nene. Kid Gilchrist with the steal. And there's Zeller. And that's good on the assist from Kid Gilchrist.
Look, he has a good feel for the painted area. Zeller, never in a rush. Very deliberate with his moves.
And with the Hornets, taking care of the ball really has become a bit of an identity for this team. It's something that is at the heart of what they do.
Well, with the roster they have, in order to compete with the top teams, they need to play smart. Limiting turnovers and making the most of possessions is critical in that.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Yeah, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one. To the left wing. Walker in the post, defended by Paul. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
They set the pick. Paul passes to Onuaku. Over in the corner, Paul. Nene setting the pick for Paul. Williams with a clean look. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Williams has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Hornets trail by 17. 54 seconds left to play in the third. And Walker kicks to Zeller. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Zeller, a screen on Nene. To the middle, and stolen by Gordon. Oh, and here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. Count that bucket. Gordon's got 11 points.
Leaving the rest of the field in the dust.
Well, while he's out there making a play, everyone else is watching. Solid individual effort right there.
Kaminsky sets the pick for Walker. And another 3 for Charlotte.
Oh, this guy, his motor is always the same. No matter what the score of the game is, he always remains aggressive.
And here's Gordon. 11 points in the game. Nene, the screen. Gordon kicks to Paul. There's the triple. And no good trying to get that one. A big-time effort for Chris Paul, providing a lot of energy for the Houston Rockets. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back to the action after this word. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Houston leading by 16. Harden and Gordon teaming up in the backcourt. Nene is out there with Ryan Anderson, and it's Williams at the 3. That's the 5 for Houston right now. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Williams has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Rockets. Now Walker from outside the arc, and the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Williams with the ball, and Zeller picks him up defensively.
Something affected him on that shot, and it wasn't the defense.
And Walker kicks to Williams. Back to Walker. Kaminsky sets the pick for Walker. Shot clock at 6. Kaminsky misses.
That type of defense doesn't always get it done, but it does the job that time.
From deep, Harden. They get the rebound. And stolen by Zeller. Fast break now for Charlotte. Lamb leading the charge. He kicks to Walker. Kaminsky sets the pick for Walker. On the wing, Lamb. Zeller dishes to Kaminsky. It's a nice pass in here by Charlotte. Williams can't get it to go. Rockets leading by 18. Outside Gordon. Passes it to Williams. Lets it go from deep. Here's Nene, and you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
For the Rockets, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene, and Trevor Ariza has subbed in for Troy Williams. And a switcher also for Charlotte, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Zeller. Picked by Williams. Batum passes to Walker. Launches it. Hits the three-point bomb. Walker's got 26 points.
When Walker's feeling it, you're in trouble. He can take over the game with his scoring.
Out to the wing. Dishes to Ariza. Anderson outside. Outside Gordon. Capella sets a screen for Gordon. Another shot. And another shot. He lays it in. 16 points for Clint Capella.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And Walker kicks to Kaminsky. Over in the corner, Williams. And another three for Charlotte.
Well, during his career, Williams has been up and down shooting the three, but you at least got to crowd his airspace, not let him get a free look when he's firing.
Lob pass to Capella, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Frank Kaminsky. Hornets trail by 16. A look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. And Walker kicks to Lamb. Back to Walker. Howard with a screen on Ariza. Here's Walker. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Walker's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They love to get Walker into that pick and roll position. 9 times out of 10, he'll make something good happen.
Ariza outside, kicks it to Harden. And he uses the glass on the layup.
He can finish with force or finesse. The beard does it all.
Hornets have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Howard with a screen on Gordon. Howard setting the pick for Lamb. Left side Walker. 6 to shoot. And the layup's good off the glass. Walker's got 30.
Well, the rest of the team is searching for their offense, but he has kept his foot on the gas.
Now here's Harden. Three-pointer. Hits it from three-point range. Harden's got 9 points here in the second half.
Don't forget, he had a 3 in the first half. He can really hurt you from out there.
And Batum kicks to Walker. To the wing right side. Back to Howard. Batum for 3. A second chance effort. And it's Howard finishing it off. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 14 rebounds.
It's a battle boxing Howard out. Too big, too strong.
Harden sets the pick for Gordon. There's the foul. It's on Jeremy Lamb. That's his first foul. And the Rockets making a change here. Paul's checked in. So it's the Rockets now. Ariza kicks to Harden. Feeds it to Paul. From deep. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Walker's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Williams. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. 7 points for Williams.
Nice understanding of where to go with the pass there.
Screen by Capella. Williams with the steal. Pass to Walker. The pass to Howard. He can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Capella.
Look, it hasn't happened yet, but he's got time to find his rhythm. And if he does, they can turn this thing around quick.
Leaves it dishes to Paul. Screen by Capella. Just 5 on the clock. Charity stripe shot. Paul can't get that one to fall.
You got to give the D credit there. It affected him. He didn't have much room to get the shot off.
Howard with it and guarded by Capella. Walker's shot is off. Rockets leading by 13. Ariza with it. Paul with the 3. Second chance shot. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
I mean, and Capella really using his massive shoulders to draw contact, not afraid to go right up into the grill of the defender.
And the first one drops. And so he makes both from the line.
Well, it had been a little bit of a bumpy ride for Mike D'Antoni before coming to Houston. He had underwhelming results in New York and LA before taking time off from coaching, but he's found great success since coming back with the Rockets.
Howard in the post. Capella's there, and that one drops for him. And that's 13 points for Dwight Howard.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And when the Rockets hired Mike D'Antoni, there wasn't a lot of fanfare. But this has turned out to be one of the best fits in his coaching career. In fact, he was the NBA Coach of the Year last season.
Yeah, you never know how a coach will mesh with the team, and D'Antoni has fit in perfectly here. He made some changes early on and has the Rockets as a great offensive powerhouse. Even has the team playing some defense. I mean, something his teams have never been known for.
Howard with the steal. And a fast break now for the Hornets. And Walker kicks to Lamb. Screen by Howard. Outside, Walker, just 4 to shoot. Puts up a 3. That's good. The Houston lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Lamb.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Anderson wide open. And he overshot that one, missing.
Whoa, the D caught a break on that play. I'm sure that is not the plan, leaving him so wide open.
Here's Walker with the 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Capella's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Here's Paul. He dishes it to Capella. There's the pick. There's the feed to Harden. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. And the Rockets lead by 9.
He's been blazing hot to begin this half after looking utterly lost during the first. Nice turnaround.
Screen by Howard. Inside. Stolen by Harden. Over in the corner, Paul. No good from outside.
Well, Kev, I'm not sure if it's because he's shooting on the opposite side of the floor this half, but he just can't buy a bucket.
Screen by Howard. And Lamb kicks to Walker. Off target from three-point range.
Well, perhaps he believes he'll be able to shoot himself out of this slump, but I don't see it. He needs to quit shooting those threes.
It's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
And don't forget about the good hand-eye coordination. I mean, he almost corralled it in for the steal.
Capella kicks to Paul. And it falls over the rim and in. Paul's got 10 points in just the second half.
Great work right there on the inbounds play, getting the bucket before the D has time to react.
Ariza against Walker. Got it. Good job in the low post. Walker's got 9 points in the quarter.
Don't you love the passion Walker plays with? An incredible athlete who somehow muscles in tough shots.
Here's Harden, and it's Harden slamming it down.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrap.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Well, James Harden has always acted as the initiating guard in any offense he's been in, but last year he just took it to a new level. Coach D'Antoni, Harden was running the offense. He ended up with double-digit assist numbers for the season.
Lamb passes to Batum. Shot clock at 6. Outside, Walker. He feeds it to Lamb. And it's off from three-point range. And those assist numbers for Harden, a career high by a mile. Crazy to think a player who came in from Arizona State was viewed as a spot shooter is now a double-digit assist guy.
You know, people always debate whether or not Harden is a point guard or a shooting guard, but honestly, who cares? He just has game. His role in the offense is that of getting buckets or setting up teammates. I mean, to assign a label to him, for what? He has game.
We've got 1:08 left in the game. And Lamb kicks to Walker. Batum screen on Paul. Walker's shot is off. Guys, they have a really solid lead at this point.
Definitely, and they haven't faced much resistance.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Houston.
The bench gave him a big lift in this game.
And listen, Kevin, anytime your reserves can perform at a level that high, it puts you in an excellent position to win the game.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Clint Capella.
And with the way he came out energized on the defensive end in particular, getting a hand on a lot of shots, that really got them rolling.
There's a screen by Williams. Walker against Ariza. And Walker kicks to Howard. Now here's Walker. He's tightly guarded. So we see Houston taking the W here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Chris, big win tonight. What do you think was the biggest factor?
I mean, I don't know. You know, it was just our defense. You know, obviously our offense fed off of it. Guys made open shots, but I think we really locked down defensively, and that's what we're trying to make sure is that we're a defensive team every night.
Well, you were a defensive team tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.